Hello, welcome to Gen Z Finance. I am an older Gen Z, younger millennial, documenting my personal finance journey here on YouTube, and I haven't done a video in a while. I think the last video I did was like the end of February of 2023, so I haven't shown you guys a couple of my budget with me's, but that's what we're going to do today. I just got my first paycheck of May, and I also have to do a lot of cleaning up and entering in some transactions for the last couple days in April, which I hadn't done, so I just thought I would do it all together. And I'll just show you like what I do when I'm getting a little bit behind on my budget, and I got to clean it all up. And the software system that I am using is of course ynab, that stands for You Need a Budget, and it's a software budgeting system that I've been using since February of 2019, and it helped me get out of like $30,000 in debt. So I love it, and that's like what my whole channel is about if you are new around here. So the first thing we're going to do is go into my checking account register here on ynab, and I'm also pulling up my checking account on like my phone, looking at my mobile app there to confirm all of these transactions. In interest, I earned a whole $1.01 on my checking account interest, so we're going to approve that. I sent my mom on May 1st, just go to family, and this is going to come from gifts. And this was, she picked up some gifts for me while she was out, but I like paid for them. They are baby shower gifts for my nephew number 2 that is coming in July. So she picked up some things for me, and so I'm paying her back for that. Save this $550. These have all cleared. And then lastly, I got my paycheck today. I'm going to just duplicate my last one and change the dates around. So this was on May 5th, and it was $1603.77 exactly. Save. Is my current checking account balance $6,724.42? Yes, and that's a lot more than I like to have in my checking account. That's a lot more than I need to have in my checking account. So I will probably be moving some money around to like a savings account here soon. But let's go into my savings account and make sure that's up to date. Did have, again, some interest and cash back from my high yield savings account, and I got $10.09. Save. So is my account at $4,019.80. Yep. So those are my main checking accounts. I also have an account at Wealthfront. Wealthfront, I think they just increased it to, or they're about to increase their high yield savings account to 4.55% interest, which I'll leave a link in the description down below if you're interested in checking out Wealthfront for their high yield savings account, because if you use a referral link, you get it 3 months at an extra like 0.5% increase in your APY. So that would be like 5.05%, which is amazing on a high yield savings account. So I'll leave a referral in the description box down below if you're interested in that. I've been using Wealthfront. You can see when I reopened this account in like at the end of February, and with this last month in April, I have already made $421 in interest, which is crazy. And it was $155.47. Where? Reconcile $40,421.81. Yep. And then finally, we're going to go to my credit cards and make sure that those are all up to date, because I did have some last minute transactions in the last couple days of April. So we got to make sure those are in before we close out April officially.
On the 28th, I did charity, and this was Make-A-Wish Foundation 105. I donated, this is kind of charity, and I also donated to
my account balance $538.79. It is. And then my other credit card that I do most of my spending on. So the last transaction I have is on the 18th. Then I paid off the card $94.83. That's right. I'll approve this. This actually hasn't hit my account yet because I think it's
too early in the morning for it to hit my credit card yet, but that will be coming out. And then on the 2nd, I did more shopping for.
So is that $454.06? Yes, it is. So with that done, I think that all of my accounts are reconciled. So we can go back into the budget. We're going to flip to the end of April and just make sure I'm not overspent anywhere. I'm not overspent anywhere, which is good. I'm going to move some money around. So you can see at the end of April, I still had an extra $40.62 left over for my living expenses. And so I try to kind of zero this out at the end of every single month because I don't really need all of this extra money. So we're going to move this down to my move out fund, which is growing very nicely. Same thing with this 74. Actually, my birthday is this month in May. It's actually next week. So I will, and I think I'm going to go shopping. So actually I'm going to move this 74.55 to clothing, because I think that's what I'm going to kind of go shopping for my birthday and treat myself. So I'll move that to clothing and let that roll over to May. However, I did not spend all of the money I had put into my entertainment and experiences category. So this was for, I actually went to the Taylor Swift concert twice in April. which was awesome. I managed to get another friend of mine got a extra pair of tickets, and she was like, hey, do you want to go? I was like, yes. And so I had set aside $100 to buy some things. Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't think that's right because I bought a t-shirt and I don't see that in here in my spending. But you know what? I did it in Venmo. So let's actually update my Venmo account. I forgot I did this. Oh my gosh, I never check my Venmo account. So I got extra money there. So in April, I kind of dog sat for my sister for a couple days while she and her family went on a trip to Washington, D.C. So I got some extra money. And we're gonna put this in Flow. And that was an extra $50 I completely forgot about. And then I paid a friend. We'll make it out of the entertainment experiences. I just got a Taylor Swift Eras Tour t-shirt, and her my friend's boyfriend was the one who waited in line for us to buy them, so I just Venmo'd her. Okay, so yes, that looks better, where I was like, I know I spent more money at the 2 concerts than like $20 or whatever it was before. So with this $18.50, I'm actually gonna move like 45 cents to clothing just to get that up to like a nice 75, and then we'll move this 18 to moving out fund. So the rest of this money, I think I'm gonna let roll over. Yeah, the rest of this money can roll over. Perfect. Oh wait. Okay, I still have this $50 I need to budget. You know what? Let's do 45 in my dental and vision category. That's not a sinking fund I'm like consistently funding anymore. So, you know, any extra money I get can just kind of go in there. And then sure, we'll do like a $5 to electronics. So now that's like a $3.50. So those are nice even numbers. All right. So now into May, I have $1,770, and that's, again, mainly my paycheck was at $1,600, and then, you know, the 100 or so, like I think it's almost $160 or so I had in interest. In May, you can see that everything is pretty much already funded for. That's because I do budget 1 month ahead for the majority of my expenses. So we're actually going to jump forward into June and start budgeting this money out. So we'll do $550 to bills to my mom, so that covers my car insurance and phone bill, because I'm technically still under her name and plans for both of those, but I just send her the money to pay for it. It's just easier for us to do that. I do $35 in monthly subscriptions, and for my annual subscriptions, I come down here and it's going to be $12.47 for that. Then for my living expenses, I'm going to try to just do $65 this month. You saw last month I had a lot of extra money left over from this category anyway. We're going to try $65 instead of $75 to just see how that goes. For my fun money spending, we're going to do $170 to fun, and then I kind of split it out as I want between these categories throughout the month. Donations always gets $75, gifts gets $85, and family giving, I'm going to do half of it right now, so we'll do $10 there. And so that's everything that I fund 1 month ahead. So the rest of this I will fund in the current month, and that is $50 to my nephew number 2 fund. So again, this is just setting aside money specifically for my nephew, and as you saw when we entered in those transactions, I did quite a bit of shopping already. So I'm going to actually move a lot of this money into my gifts line item. This is just like a line that's where I save the money specifically, so I know how much I have saved for that specific event. But then I like to actually have the money all tracked out and be into the one gifts line. So you'll see in a second I'll move some money around there, but just to put the $50 aside for May's contribution to the fund, I'll do that. And then I don't have a lot left of my paycheck, so we're gonna put the rest of it, the $550, all on my Roth IRA contribution for the month. So with this, I have funded $2,750 for the year, which means I have $3,750 left to go. So if I do $550 every month, I'll pretty much be done. I think that means I only need to do like $450 or something in December, but pretty much that's how I'm going to max it out for the year by the end of the year. Okay. And then with the 167, this is pretty much all of the interest that I've earned on all of my high yield savings accounts. Okay, so let's get this like to an even number. So if we want to do 30,400 minus what's currently in there, which is 30,308.72, that would mean putting 91.28 in there. That's one of my favorite things about ynab is they have a built-in calculator on all of these little fields, which is great if you're like me and you suck at doing mental math. So we'll do that. Let's see, I still have $400 left over. I don't even know where this is left over, if I'm being honest with you. I'd have to look back through my budget videos. I think this is still $400 that I had left over from like a fun money category in 2022. And I was like, okay, let me have this money and then I'll spend it in 2023 at some point. And I still have yet to spend it. However, I will probably spend it this month in May with my birthday. Like, I'll definitely need more than $75 if I'm going on a shopping spree. So I'll probably use a lot of this $400 with the $75. So for my birthday, I think I'll be good. Let's see. Looks like I might need a bit more. So I might need 35 and 6 cents. So let me edit that target. 06, save, and also underfund that 6 cents there. So that leaves me with 76.47. I think realistically, I'm probably gonna need a bit more in my nephew fund. So I'll do $50 there, and then that 26, I'll put an additional 25 towards my move out fund. Every little bit helps. And then 147 into my holding category, which is where I just kind of put random change. So there, we have budgeted out my first paycheck in May. We have reconciled my on-budget accounts and credit cards and all of my spending for April. So let's actually look at the reports and look at my income versus expense report. Again, I know I haven't done a lot of videos since February, so we can kind of just get a general overview of what my income and spending has been like. So far my net income for the year has been $13,884.92 for the first 4 months. It's not including May, so it's not including that paycheck that we just budgeted. All of my, bills and spending, my monthly varied living, and just through spending on gas, toiletries, and just other random things. For me, myself, and I spent $574.45. Majority of that has been in dining out, but then surprisingly in second place has been pampering, which is great. I know I got a massage and I got a haircut, and I also think I did a facial. In donations, I've done $535, which I'm really proud about, because I think in 2022 I only did like $300 in donations for the entire year. So that was definitely a goal of mine in 2023, was to just do more donations. And because I had not given that much in 2022, I had a bit of like a stockpile of money. So you saw I'm only adding $75 to donations every month. I have a steady automatic monthly cause that I donate to, which is the $75. But then that also allows me to do additional giving on top of that, like that kind of stockpile of money I have still from 2022. So that's how I was able to do like $310 this month without even needing to like worry about it, which is great. So far, the first quarter of the year, I only did $5 in gifts, and that's because all of my family's birthdays, I have the first birthday in my family in May, and so then it's my birthday and Mother's Day obviously in May, and then we have like Father's Day, of course, but then now my nephew number 2 will actually have the second birthday of the year in my family, because he's going to be born in July, and then we have 2 birthdays in August, actually 2 birthdays in October, 3 birthdays in December. So all of my gift spending is at the end of the year, which means that the first half of the year is pretty sparse. You can see I've already done like the $2,200 to my Roth IRA, under sinking funds, just a couple random things. So yeah, that's everything that I spent my money on so far. So then let's go ahead and look at my net worth. So at the end of April, my net worth is $161,632.37. And that is, $15,000 increase so far this year from, actually, let me start at, instead of January of 23, let me start in December of 2022, because all of these numbers are as of the end of the month. So really my starting net worth for January is my ending net worth for December. My net worth has actually increased about $25,500 so far in the first 4 months of 2023. I'm so excited. I kind of hit the 150 mark, sometime between February and March. And so now I'm over 160. I don't think I had a very concrete net worth goal for 2023. I kind of stopped trying to pin down like a specific net worth that I wanted to reach by the end of every year, just because I didn't find it helpful when, the market was so crazy and you can't control that. Like, the best I can do is make sure that I'm hitting my monthly investing goals, and then I can't really control from there what the market is doing. So I don't necessarily have a goal, but I think if I'm at 161 in April, I know I have my 401k match coming up in May, and then my bonus and my next merit and raise cycle coming up in July. So I'm thinking, you know, as long as the market doesn't completely crash, I'm thinking that I will be maybe around 175 by the end of the year. That would be kind of nice. I mean, that would be a bit of a slowdown from what I've done so far in the year, but I think that's like if I've already done 25,000, I would need to only do another, like 14,000 to reach that goal. But I mean, I think that's realistic, and that gives me room for letting the market do what the market is going to do. So that is going to be it for this video. I know we covered a lot, but kind of had a lot to update you guys on because I have not put out a video in so long. It's just been so crazy with work, honestly, and I had a lot going on in April. Like I said, went to 2 Taylor Swift concerts, you know, that was a whole weekend gone. But thank you all so much for watching this video, still subscribing to my channel, still watching, still staying around. I really appreciate it. As always, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy and that you have a good day.